Hey everybody, this is Andrew from Kootenai EV Family. Just wanted to share with you that I got my roof rack for my Tesla Model 3. So, like everybody else who's been anxiously awaiting the roof rack, I found out that it had been put on the website on November the 30th, 2018, and basically it had sold out right away. So the question was, is the roof rack even real? Is this just a placeholder on the website? What's going on here? And so I, like probably many others, where it was basically checking the website day in, day out, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, just to see if it came back in the store and be able to get one on order right away. Because I did call Tesla and they wouldn't take a back order, if that makes sense. They wouldn't put me on a list, anyways. So anyways, after a few weeks of checking diligently every day, it popped up one day in the site in the Canadian store on December the 19th. So of course I whipped out the credit card instantaneously and placed my order and got the confirmation email. Then an hour later, it wasn't on the shop anymore. So I thought, maybe this was just a glitch on the shop page and it let me place an order, but really there's no rack. So I thought, well, I'll just wait and see what happens. Nobody else on the forum seemed to be able to have placed an order, so I really did think it was a glitch. And then Merry Christmas to me on Monday, December 24th. I got the shipment sent confirmation email with the tracking information and everything. So I loaded that up, about midday, and lo and behold, it was showing that my rack was estimated to arrive on January the 2nd, which is sweet because we wanted to go and use it for the weekend of January the 4th and 5th. I would be really happy. We've been so far making do with having the car without a rack. We've been putting on Nordic skis in the car and our downhill skis, snowboards in bags, one seat down, and the kids are small enough that they can sit beside each other for short periods of time without, injuring each other. But anyway, so we've been anxiously awaiting a rack and very happy to see it coming. So again, I checked on the 24th. It was supposed to be here January 2nd. And then, I kept checking the tracking info as kind of time went on. And sure enough, yesterday, the tracking info showed it had cleared customs a lot faster than I think would be typical, actually. And it was slated to arrive, later that day. So it got here December the 28th. So that's, I think, pretty good turnaround time. I ordered the rack on the 19th, shipping confirmation on the 24th, and it arrived here in Nelson, BC, which is like the middle of the interior, the southern interior. It's 8 hours from Vancouver, 8 hours from Calgary, 4 hours from Spokane. It's a ways from everywhere, maybe more like 3 hours from Spokane. Anyways, it's a ways from anywhere, and I got my rack, so I'm super excited to show it to you guys. And so we'll go down and we'll unbox it and have a look what's inside the box, and then put it on the car. And I'll do a bunch of close-ups of different spots. I know some of you are thinking of how can I adapt the Tesla rack to be able to use longer bars or whatever the case may be. So I'll try and get some good pictures and close-up shots of all the different pieces. So we'll head downstairs and go check out the box. All right, so here we go with the rack. Here it is in the box. It's got a pretty sweet box, actually. Got a little picture of the rack system, and if you flip it over here, one hand, it's a little bit heavy for one-handed. There's the actual, stylization of the rack itself on the car. But let's crack it open and see what's inside. Oh, okay. There you go. Little pictograms telling me which way to install it. Nice arrow bars. Yeah, probably not a lot in here, really. Just the 2 bars, yeah. I ordered the black ones. Oh, actually, I was thinking about the Yakima site. Yakima has also posted racks now, and but they're the clamp-on type they grab around your windowsill, and I really didn't want those. So they had silver or black, but it looks like the Tesla ones are black, which is fine by me. What do we got here? Instruction sheet. It's pretty simple. It's actually available online. I've already read it, so I have a bit of an idea what I'm doing. Here's a little sticky things that are supposed to go on your roof to go under the landing pads. And then what do we got here? Bag of actual hardware. Yeah, so the landing pads here. These little wing nuts that go inside the end of the feet there. And yeah, the bolts. This is the key right here. These J clips. We'll pull the package open and have a look at those in a minute. And yeah, this is the little tool that pulls the rubber seal back. An Allen key to tighten down the bolts, and it comes with keys. So I don't know. I figure it was I think $660 with taxes in Canada. That's a pretty good price for a custom roof rack with lock cores. So it's no more expensive than what you would pay to get a rack from Yakima. So I'm happy with that. All right, so we've popped open the little baggies here a little bit. Got a ruler, and I popped the end cap off the back side of the rack itself. So we've got these foot pads, and they have this very handy little legend printed right on them. So I know just glancing at this one, you can see this back one is filled in. The other ones are hollow. The arrow points to the front of the car. So this is the back driver's side. Basically that goes on the roof of the car. This slot, this little guy here, hooks on to the J clip, this is the J hook. Hooks onto the little metal flange underneath the rubber seal by your roof glass where the arrows are. I'll show you that when we're out at the car. Comes up through here and up through this hole, which I probably won't be able to do one-handed. And this guy goes on top, screws in. It's not plastic, it's actually some sort of cast metal. So yeah, all the parts are feeling pretty robust, and then you would just snug it down. It's hard to see in there, but there is an Allen key. Snug it down with the Allen key. One thing the instructions say is be careful not to tighten it too much because you can crack the glass apparently. So make sure you don't do that. For those who would like to maybe make their own custom clip here for use with their own rack, or maybe buy these clips separate somehow, I'm not sure how you do that, but it is a custom fabricated piece, and it's rolled here. It looks like it's pretty nice weld onto the bottom end of a bolt. So it would be a bit tricky to make these. But for those who might want to try, this is a centimeters. So the bottom of that flange bit there, it's 1.6 centimeters total width to that bump. 2.6 roughly. The actual depth of it. Yeah, see, the whole thing has a curve. I think that would be pretty tricky to make on your own. I suppose it's possible, but... And then the bolt depth. Yeah, about 1.2 centimeters deep. Not sure what size that is. Let's see the diameter. It is a 6 or 7 millimeter diameter bolt. Yeah, I mean, good luck out there if you try to make it. I'd be interested to know if you do manage to fab your own system. Looking at the end of the cap here, we've got the sidebars are actually bolted on, so there's not really a opportunity to have some people would like to have bars that come out farther. I don't really think there's going to be that opportunity with the kit from Tesla itself. So let's take it outside and put it on the car. All right, so we woke up to a fair amount of snow this morning actually. So it now looks like proper winter. Boys got out bright and early, made a snow fort. Now they're out, I don't know what they're doing, grooming the driveway it looks like. But let's have a look here at the roof. So here is arrow number 1. This is the back passenger side. So the pad goes on the paint here itself, not on the glass. So I've got a soft microfiber cloth here Just drying it off, making sure it's a little bit clean. Let's get that 3M strip. They need to match this arrow with that arrow. You can kind of just see it under the glass a little bit. And then of course have this arrow pointing forward. So that's where we're going. Well, you can tell I'm not exactly a pro at putting these strips on, but try and smear the bubbles out of it as best I can. They didn't give one of those little, those applicators you sometimes get to put on a screen. So make do. I'll just use my finger and push really hard. Left a little crease there, but I don't really think that's going to be an issue. This is really just to make sure that foot pad doesn't scratch your paint at all. All right, I will put the rest of these suckers on and we'll see you with the next chunk. Well, this is the front passenger side. I botched this one a little bit. It's got some pretty good creases in it. I mean, when the rack's not on the car, it's definitely visible. It's not exactly beautiful, but I think from a distance you won't notice it at all. Okay, I have got the tool in my hand. First of all, I've got all the sticky things on. Then I've got the tool in my hand, which is going to pull back this rubber gasket. It's got a little bit of an edge here. I think that's probably to hold it. So let's try peeling that back. It's always a little bit kind of weird feeling. Actually, I'm going to switch and use the thinner side. Maybe that other side is for getting a grip on the tool. So far all I've managed to do is smudge it in there funny. How about there's a seam here. I'm going to come from the end. Aha. That works better. Again. Huh. It's not quite as easy as you would. Oh. Aha. Just in there. You can kind of see that metal clip that the bar rack's actually going to hold into. Boy, that is tough to get a good angle on. You can just see it down there. Anyways, I'm going to need 2 hands here to put the clip in. Okay, I think that's in. So the next thing you're supposed to do is kind of pull on it and jiggle it back and forth. See, it is lined up right where the glass is. I mean, you want to make sure you don't get it hooked on the glass. You actually want to get it on that metal part in the roof, right? You can't have it just on the glass because that won't do anything. Let's see here. Got that down pretty far. I'm pretty comfortable that I've got that in the right spot. I can kind of feel if I wiggle it back and forth that it's in something metal than a clippy thing. A clippy thing, highly technical term. So we'll do that for the other 4. Well, I'm done with this now. I've got all these feet in place. So we're going to go ahead and grab the landing pads. So to grab those last 2 landing pads, buddy, out of the thing. So again, yeah, they've got this little icon. So we're already happen to be standing at the back one here.
These ones?
They're kind of rubberized thing. No, those are the screws, buddy. The little rubberized big feet thing.
Big feet?
Yeah. Well, there you go. So the plastic goes down a lot farther than you actually need it to. And it sits
Where is it?
a bit over top of the glass area. Yeah, those things. Yeah, they're at the back. They're in the back one. What else have I got here? The back. Back driver's side. On you go. You have a little rubber gasket thing that needs to go over the clip. Oops, I got this one folded funny. Like so. Yeah, I got this one centered on the arrow, but it's a little offset, you know, like it probably would have been better, you know, slightly that way a bit more, but these things are so, like they're such, I can't believe they're flying today. Hardly any visibility. Anyways, the feet are really nice rubberized feet. I don't see these causing any damage on the roof. I'd be pretty surprised if they did. So there we are. It's time to put the bars on. All right, Cedric's got his on. I'm gonna line mine up here. It's got a little bit of a, it's gonna be really hard to see in the dark. Anyways, there's a little slot thing, and
you get it lined up with that one, you can just place it down.
It just lines up right on these feet here. Voila! Just slid down. So now we have to pull these side caps off and put the bolts on.
Okay.
So they're kind of like, okay, I ran inside to grab screwdrivers, flat blades. And in the meantime, Cedric tried another one and said he's figured out the trick. So Cedric, you show us the trick.
Okay, so
Oh, you're gonna show us on this one.
go like this, and it worked on that one. You just gotta,
Oh yeah,
comes off
there you go.
very easily.
He just used his nails, got it in the top one. Okay, let's not take them all off because we don't want to lose which one's which.
Yeah.
So
the bolts I put in the dump truck.
you put the bolts in the dump truck. Okay. All right.
Where do you put the
So
bolts?
the bolt,
Goes in here.
yeah, so the screw has to be up all the way. So the rack has to be down on it.
Really far.
Yeah. Boy, look at that. There's really not much thread sticking through. So how do we get more thread sticking through?
Can I just
Because
try?
we can't really hold it from the bottom. There's not really anywhere to do it. Maybe the rack's not quite on the foot all the way. Is that it? Oh, there. If I pull it down a little bit, try that and see if the threads catch.
Oh, it's almost catching.
I don't think they will.
Oh, good, they can't.
So we got the screwdriver down there by the thing. It's pried it up, so it's just got a few threads proud. Make sure you put it so that the Allen key's sticking up. This is the locky bit sticking down. So later on you gotta line up the line here with that line at that little notch at the front in order for the rack to actually lock. So there's a little, yeah, you can see that little thing at the back. I can't point to it right now. Anyways, when you turn the key, that will pop up. We'll show you on another one. So let's thread that bolt on now, Cedric. You try and hold that right there. Can you see where the bolt's going?
Yep. Whoa. Huh. Just in it.
Aha, that caught the thread. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it on just a little bit, and then we're gonna go do the other ones before we tighten down the other sides. So we'll go do that now. So we came back to this side and we noticed this one's actually sticking up a little bit more.
I think it's because we screwed down that one.
Maybe. It might have something to do with the other side. Anyways, put it on and see if it'll catch now, Cedric.
That it caught. Ouch! It's squishing my fingers so.
Let me feel it just to make sure it's not cross-threaded. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, so that caught. The other way we noticed was that if Cedric, here, this one's, so Cedric, do the same thing where you were kind of holding on the rack. If he, here, give me the bolts. So he basically kind of just put his weight on it and squished it down more. So if you have a 9-year-old of your own, he can come and hang off your rack for you and squish it down enough that you can get the next bolt on.
Oh yeah, you could get the bolt up.
So yeah, now there's a couple threads sticking up. Let's try that. That one's not quite going.
Ow.
Oh, there we go. I think it just caught. Okay, so we've got them all on now. We've finger tightened them a little bit. You kind of have to, once you've got the first couple of threads going and you give it a little wiggle, it seems to pull the J-clip up a little bit, and you can get this on easier. But you know, I don't really like the idea of putting this on and off that often. This bolt, it seems really short. Like you can't quite tell, but you know, it's only got about 2 or 3 threads grabbing that right now. That is just not enough. It really needs to have more threads. And that'll be the very first feedback I give them, is that this bolt needs to be longer. That's just too short. There's no way I should have to, you know, do gymnastics to get it on. There's plenty of room for that to sit in there. I mean, yeah, with the design, they got to be a bit careful they don't get the bolt too long, but it certainly could be even 1/8 of an inch just to get 2 more threads in there would have been better. So we'll snug those down with the Allen key now. Buddy, Allen key. So, and like the manual says, we're not trying to kill it. We're only trying to get 8 Newton meters. So you know what? This is just using it like this is sufficient. I can hear it kind of making little sounds here. It's clicking.
I don't think it's good.
Well, 8 Newton meters is probably about all I can put with the wrench this way. If I had the wrench the other way, I could over tighten it pretty easily, but well, I can see why they didn't go much longer with the bolt, but you know, they still could have gone a little longer. This is about as tight as I want to make it, maybe a little tighter, and there's still plenty of room for this Allen key to be, especially when we're on 8 Newton meters. It doesn't need to be. It's a really deep Allen key. It doesn't need to be that deep. But anyways, gotta get that notch lined up so I can actually lock it. Okay. Yeah, so this one didn't lock. I can actually go, you can just see the little tab sticking up. So what this means, I wonder, is I probably didn't have this bolt tight enough. So we'll try this one at the back here first. Yeah, this one locked. Okay, so turn this one again.
I have the key upside down. Why is there these weird little cracks in it?
They have those there to kind of shield the keyhole so that stuff doesn't get in. Okay, yeah, so you saw that. Turn it again, Cedric, so we can see that thing go up and down. Yeah, so that's the locking pin. So I apparently didn't have this one tight enough, and so this guy wasn't low enough, so the pin didn't grab it. You know, and I wonder,
and I need to go back to this way.
Let's see, is that that seems to be almost tight enough. Is the pin up all the way, Cedric?
Okay, now tighten it more.
I don't think I can. Not without. Yeah, I can't do it without changing the wrench. So try that. Yeah. So that one didn't quite grab, but You know, one thing I wonder is, once we get some weight on here and we bounce it around a bunch, I suspect these feet are going to sit on this pad differently and maybe squash it a little bit over time, which might make it easier, number one, to get the pod on, or the rack on and off, and number two, make these lock a little better. So the next part of the instructions was to come and like vigorously wiggle it from side to side, back and forth. Yeah, caps don't need to be on or off for this part, but like that's, I'm reefing on that pretty good. And it's wiggling a little bit on the pad, you can see, but okay, so the front passenger side made a little bit of a clicky sound when I worked it. So I'm gonna pop this guy off one more time and just have a quick look at this Allen key and make sure it's tight enough here. I'm not sure if maybe it settled a bit, right? When it was. Can you unlock that, Cedric? And I'm just gonna give that one more turn.
That way.
Okay. Yeah, see, this one's turning a little easier than the other ones. Oh, I just heard a little click from the glass, so we're gonna back it off a quarter turn. Okay, and lock it there. Yeah, because it obviously put some pressure on the glass there. Didn't crack anything, but you could hear it. So that's the telltale sign. Keep your ears open while you're doing this.
Very open. Okay.
Yeah, but now that's way more sturdy. Yep, pop that guy back on. Thanks. Okay, I went and grabbed my Yakima Space Booster. It's pretty old now. It's actually like, I don't even know how old this thing is. 20 years, maybe? We bought new hardware for it at one point. It's basically like a Rocketbox 11 that you can buy these days. Just looking at the spacing here of that versus that. I need to tape measure. I'm pretty sure that's a lot skinnier. Or sorry, that's a lot skinnier than the back of this guy. Now you can see I do have one more set of holes here. I can move the mounting hardware forward. There. And there. I don't have a spot, but it's pretty robust. In fact, I think I actually drilled a hole to go backwards for the spacing on our last car. So I'll probably go forwards and maybe have to drill another set of new holes in here. We'll see. As I was saying, if I go from that hole there, that front foot, I'm at 32. So I need to get 4 inches. Yeah, holy moly. I need to get 4 inches out of there. I need to get down to 28. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't really want the pod sticking out the front of the car anymore, so I'm going to drill a hole further forward 4 inches in the box this way. I'll have that way, because as you see, the rack is further forward on the car than it is on most cars. And I really don't want the pod, I don't want the pod way out there, so I'd like it back there somewhere. And that should still give, even with it sticking back there, should still give the trunk plenty of clearance to pop up. So I'm going to go get the drill kit and do that, and we'll see where we get to. Well, this is all the stuff I tried to use to get the bolts off. At the end of the day, I realized these were just regular carriage bolts that I had gotten years ago. The other hardware with the special T-slot is what I bought from Yakima. So I just went to the hardware store, bought more carriage bolts. Just going to cut off the old ones right now because they're all kind of rusty. And then we'll try putting on the roof. it's all on. You know, I think it actually looks pretty decent, really, as far as roof boxes on cars go. I think it looks pretty sexy. I mean, it looks like a car that's ready to go take lots of skis to the ski hill. Let's double check that the trunk still opens. Oh yeah, lots of clearance. And this is one of the long boxes. I can fit, I don't know, like 210 centimeter skis in here, so all good. I think I made the right choice moving the holes 4 inches back though. I think if I'd gone 4 inches forward, it would have stuck out a little too much in the front. Well, let's hop in and just see what the view is changed to be like. That beautiful glass roof is not going to be as expansive as it was before, but let's check. Yeah, so this is what the kids will be looking at when they're right in the back. Nothing but pod, but you know, blue sky, or not blue sky, but sky over that way. And you know, similar, the passengers got a little bit of a shadow now. They'll still get more light though than they would have if this was a solid roof. And I think on my side's gonna look basically the same. Okay, well, got the rack on, got the roof box on. Have to say I'm pretty happy with the final product so far. Of course, now we get to test it out and drive it. Tomorrow we're gonna head up to Whitewater, and go check out the 10 centimeters that's fallen so far today, 10 centimeters from last night, and supposed to get another 10 centimeters tonight, so should be pretty good up at the hill tomorrow. Be able to put our snowboards, skis, and all that stuff up in the roof where it belongs instead of in the back. So looking forward to that.